Amazing. Robots work. Fantastic. My trust in the robot is increasing, slowly but surely. Now, there is something else that I decided or remembered perhaps that I needed to do, which is go to Docs, Twitch activity feed. There was something else that I kind of wanted to have available. So if I dock that here, then I'll be able to see that, which will be good. It's not going to happen very often, but James P9999999 followed us yesterday. So thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. And then I also wanted to get I guess I can dock some of these together because they're not going to matter nearly as much as anything else because we don't use them on this particular interface. I'm trying to streamline the control schema here. So we want Twitch stream information. That's the other one we wanted. So if I put that one into docket there as well, it means I'll be able to flick between those two and I'll be able to update the title here, which I haven't done for the last couple of streams, which Vance pointed out to me when he's like, Iron helps us play. Okay, now we're searching the internet rather than... Done. Okay. So in theory, the stream title is updated and we're here, we're streaming live to you wherever you might be. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is James. If this is your first time, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome. We're going to be sorting some magic cards today, as it is 11 o'clock on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is our current schedule. And today, however, both my kids and my wife are sick. So they're all upstairs doing the best that they can with the time allotted to them. And there's a very real chance that one or more of them will pop through to say, hey. So now we've done our S box. So the S box can go away for the moment. We have a little box here, which we'll try and put some things in today. So we're going to try and second letter R today. So what that means is I have a stack of cards. We have 20 odd, what did we say we had? 20,000 cards that we're trying to alphabetize. The last week or so we've been doing S, now we're starting on R. And now that we have all of the R's, we're going to second letter them. So for example, all of these Ristic tutors will go under RH. Oh, a lot of Ristic tutors. And then from there, we'll just go through them a couple more times to slowly get them in order. We're not in any hurry. We know that we're in this for a long time, not a good time. And we'll see what we find. Now, RI is probably going to be quite common. I wonder if ring deserves its own spot. Rip wood chip, RST. These say near mint on them, but it really does look like no. Okay. Near mint rite of passage. Why would they have near? That doesn't look like the kind of thing that we would do, but who knows? Rite of passage, river of tears. My guess is that I've simply found a little pool of RIs rather, and won't in fact need so many RI piles. Now there's a card that people would argue over the pronunciation of. Is it going to focus for me? Is it Revillac? Like it's French, yeah? It's a pretty popular tournament card for a little while back in the day. Oh, this is one of these reprint cards with the little in the corner. There you go. Who knew? Not me. I'm learning lots of things as we sort all these cards. Learning more and more about this game that once upon a time I loved. Once upon a time took up a big part of my life. Resto Angel. Once upon a time this game was literally all I would think about. It was my bread and butter. and kept the wolves from the door, kept the food on the table, kept the ADD brain constantly cycling, and like all toxic one-sided relationships, eventually led to heartbreak and ruin, which is where I find myself now. Resto Angel. Man, Resto Angel. Ugh. What an awful Aussie abbreviation. RST. Roalesque. Rakdos. Resto Angel. I'm probably going to say that every time I see one of them, unfortunately, because it's annoying. It annoys me, and the only thing I can do with that is share it. Revoke, risen. 4 years risen. Rebuild, reckless, rebuild, regrowth, roast. You're short, your belly button sticks out too far, and you're a terrible burden on your mother. Mother. Can I put the baby down? Realm cloaked giant. Dinosaurs? Dinosaurs? A long time ago. Regal rhythm. Oh, another art. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's falling into a pretty good little pattern so far. Lots of RIs. Resto Angel. So annoying. I'm annoying myself now. Raven's Chrome is another classic tournament card. So, more dinosaurs. Dino. Hopefully this fine day finds you well. Wherever and whenever you may be. Managed to get a few more episodes up onto the old YouTubes, so I feel a bit better about that. Slowly figuring that out. Getting into a bit of a pattern. Posted, oh man, Royal Elemental. That was in my Commander deck back when I had one of those. Yeah, so I posted another TikTok, just a quick one, just trying to carve out some new brain paths, carve out some new methods by which I can sort of see the world and be seen in the world. Slowly get all of this happening. Rot Lung, Riptide, Rogan. Oh, Runaway Steamkin. That's another platinum hit. When I was playing a little bit of the old Magic Arena, Runaway Steamkin was one of my faves. Getting him to resolve and be effective. So to revisit, to get him active was just schmicko. Now that's the River of Tears as well, right? I'm going to assume because it's with other River of Tears, that's exactly what it is. Rootbound, Ravaging, Ravine. Ramirez de Pietro. I wonder if they're actually worth $14 anymore. Probably more. Rite of Replication. Okay, many Ramans make light work. Definitely a money card. Rawgroth. Well, at least it was at one point. Who knows? I'm so out of touch with prices and demand, all of those wonderful things that a good retailer would be on the pulse of. I am not. For it has been many moons since I was a good retailer. I am a barely functional human currently, but we all do the best we can, or at least we tell ourselves we're doing the best we can, and then we get on with it. Relic Barrier. Remove soul, restore balance. Back to Ristic Tutor. Okay. So some of this, I mean, yes, some of this has come from sorted piles. One of the problems with resorting things is obviously how many times, obviously, I got to stop fucking saying that, is how many times we touch things. I'm a big proponent of, in theory at least, I'm a big proponent of touching things the fewest number of times to get the desired outcome. So, in a perfect world, hey BDC, good morning. In a perfect world, I would not be going through this stack of reliquary towers once more. I kind of feel like no, we're sorting things. It's fine. We'll find them again if we need them. We don't want to fall down the rabbit hole of exceptions to rules, putting different things RI, right? Putting some cards in some spots because they're a special or what have you. So if I stick to the Lou, my darling, if I stick to the rule of sorting things, putting them alphabetical regardless of what they are, and keep the list of exceptions and if, buts, and maybes. Hey, Bruern, surprise! Attaccio improviso, Reign of Gore. If I try and keep the list of exceptions to rules to a minimum, then future me will thank me. Future me will be able to find anything and everything easily, and that'll be good. Because future me and past me have let's say a mixed relationship. Rottlung, Royal Assassin, Assassin. Imagine finding a summer Royal Assassin randomly while you're sorting cards. Imagine that. You could sell it and buy a 7th edition foil Shivan Dragon. Rajan Spirit. I do like that I'm finding like just random Legends cards. When we get to the stage of sorting these and pricing them, I'm confident that that will be at least moderately surprising. Ramos. Return. Ronos. Rishka. So, not quite sure why RI got special treatment today, but it clearly did. Because RI is going into different piles, whereas the A's and the E's and the reliquary towers are going into separate piles. Ratchet Bomb's another classic James card. Love that thing. There is a lot of spice in these cards. There is a lot of spice. Yeah, we're seeing some good weasels. So yeah, like I said, I'm in the back of my head, I'm saying that the entire collection is worth an average of 50 cents per card. And if I can get more than that, that'll be great. And as we all know from selling cards and collections and what have you, the more effort one puts into one's collection, the more they will be able to get out of it at the other end. We would always pay more for collections that were sorted, or you know, if we could look at a spreadsheet before they bothered bringing the cards in, that was always a good thing for everybody. Having said that, we also liked it when they didn't do any work on the... Why is Richard in here? We also like it when they didn't do any work on their collection, because it meant that we made more money. I think your pile averages out above that. Yeah, I think my piles average out slightly above that. Bear in mind, though, that this 20,000 cards is the 20,000 cards that the guys pulled out of the 250,000 cards as being the top, the cream of the pile. So it may very well be that once I've sorted all these and listed all these, that I do another cull through the larger collection, and then these don't actually go back into the bulk, and I figure out a different thing to do with the rest of the cards. And that may be just bulking them out. Ah, bot. How I love thee. Let me count the ways. Regal Reliquary, Relic of Progenitus. Okay, Rift Bolts. Rogue's Passage. Sounds like a slang term for some kind of laneway that thieves use. Rune? What the hell is this thing? He's a rhino. I love it. 5 cost 4/4 Vigilant Trample. Oh, and you can exile things mid-combat. Sick. Reflector Mage, that's another card that was pretty popular. Refurbish Rites of Flourishing. So, in short, I don't know what I'm going to do, but not doing it feels worse. I know I've said that a few times, but that's kind of the summary of where I am right now. I need to be doing it, and too often I find myself not doing it, whatever it might be, and going through this awful cycle of beating myself up, giving myself a hard time for not having done it, whatever it might be, and spending that energy on berating myself rather than doing the thing that needs doing. I saw another nice kind of internal workaround. I don't want to call it a trick or a hack, but basically this person was suggesting that some people will respond internally to I need to do something quite negatively. And instead of saying I need to, for example, do the dishes, I need to do the dishes. Instead of saying that, say doing the dishes is important because, and like basically explaining to our lizard brain why this thing that won't necessarily give us dopamine up front is still important, is still worth doing. So I don't know, I kind of like that idea. The way it was, the cards were useless. The way it was, the cards were useless. What was I talking about? The way it was, the cards were useless. I lost the thread. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I lost the thread of where that was headed. So. Oh, now they are useful. Yes, exactly right. We are trying to imbue them with usefulness. We are trying to imbue them with a little bit of additional value. So, and in this way, I will train myself to be more cognizant, I guess, of how I add value, how I can add value. And if I start by adding value to this pile of cardboard, and then hopefully take what I learn or teach myself or discover to the next stage of this process, which is to create some kind of, I guess, a revenue stream through my capacity to add value to others. Like I saw another thread that I quite liked, which was a creative talking about how he doesn't get paid for how talented he is. He doesn't get paid for his his artistic skills, his design skills. His argument was that we get paid for how effectively we solve problems. Like there gets to a point where one is no longer doing manual labor, and instead one is doing thinking work, for want of a better phrase. And we are monetarily rewarded for our capacity to solve issues, and whether that be directly solving them or teaching others how to solve them or what have you. There are different measures by which we can show ourselves as being worthy of, I guess, yeah, where I'm going with that is like, I feel like I'm trying to justify my desire to be supported by others, but recognize that it's in return for my supporting them. Or Prairie Stream. You are not in the right place at all, my friend. So, it's a reducing local entropy, thus hastening the universe's end. Now you're talking my language. I like it. Good. The sooner all this nonsense can be over, the better. When can then be now? When can then be now? Razia Reaper. Okay, RE is getting dangerously high. Not the good kind. Let me just split RE into 2 piles. It's kind of in 2 piles already with a stack of Ramans, but Morseful, Riptide, Rise to Glory, Revoke. Riptide Turtle was a boss. I enjoyed playing that turtle in Limited. Riddle me this. Rampage, Revel, Renounce the Guilds. It's probably about to order the London Symphony Orchestra. First, Brewer steals my love of a joke I misunderstood. Then Smashing Pumpkins or Sonic Youth are in my cooler. Sonic Youth, right? Man, I saw Sonic Youth live once. I can't say that it was musical. It was phenomenal. I don't know that it was enjoyable. But it was very memorable. Effectively, they set up a kind of a feedback wave, and just kind of morphed this wall of feedback sound at the crowd for about 40 minutes. I got very, very, very sunburnt. And then the sun went down and the Beastie Boys came on and it was fantastic. So, resto, Angel. That was a good show. Back when live music was a thing that I did in my youth, in my misspent youth. Return, return, return. Reckless, reckless, reiterate is an E. Rekindling, Rift Bolt. Rift Bolt, risk. Backed up, Robber of the Rich, another classic red card. That sounds like quite the day out. It was a pretty big day out, but it was not a big day out. I think it was called Alternative Nation. Goo for the first time in years. Wow. That's a flashback. What was I had the album with the washing machine on the cover. I've never been to Big Day Out. Never been to Big Day Out. So it wasn't Alternative Nation, because Alternative Nation was when Tool and Nine Inch Nails were playing. I wonder what that was called. Yeah, Goo is great, for sure. Did you ever get into early Ween? Early Ween is pretty amazingly raw stuff. So, like, in the spirit of doing the best you could with the equipment that they had, they had two little tape decks, like single track tape decks, and so they would record like the guitar part, and then they would play the guitar part back on that tape deck and play the drums and record it on the second one, and then play that recording back and do the vocals over the top and record it back on the first one. So the sound quality obviously degraded with each iteration of recording, and they were huffing fly spray, I believe mostly unintentionally, but they were living in this like this hot little room that wasn't the best at. Is that a playset of Rest in Peace? It is. Had a lot of flies. So yeah, it was. Some of their stuff was pretty tough to listen to, but very interesting. If that counts for much. Reality, God, if we ever need to smash reality. Oops, here comes gravity. Reshape, that was a card people were looking for a while. Relentless Rats, card that people will always be looking for. You mean I can have how many? Man, kids love that so much. Rest in RIP. Hakuna Renata. Reigns Reviarch. Vogue Rangers. Guile Rogue. Rogue Refiner. Oh man, energy cards. Energy. What a terrible mechanic. We're going to try and introduce Mana Light. It only has 1 calorie. Oh. You mean adding an extra way of generating a spendable resource created a break in the Reviarch, broke the game, and now we have to ban a bunch of cards? Oh. Oh. It happened again. Oh, you say. Reapinso. Now I'm thinking about Ryusei. No. Yosei. Yosei, can you see by the dawn's early light? Energy was such an error. It was absolutely astronomically error-filled, fueled, foolish wizards. Not a lot of foresight. Was that the era where they had the playtesting team was not good? I mean, the playtesting team have often caught things, but I guess we only kind of hear about their successes, right? Or the times where they make things worse, like Skull Clamp, and actually make it better because they didn't understand. One of the more expensive cards in AFR is a common. That I didn't know that, no, but it makes sense because the set was terrible and most of the expensive cards are terrible. No, most of the, I guess, rare cards are terrible, which would drive the whole price down. A $4.50 common. Wow. Is that a function of no one opening the set and there not being many of them around? Reviarch. Riders of Gavany. Dung 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 dung. Like a dog without a bone or someone all alone. Reason to believe. Rest, O angel. Like, don't know. An invasion. When we find invasion cards as well, they kind of warm the cockles of my heart too. That new border gold was, yeah, just looked hot. The set sucks and no one bought it. That old chestnut. That old chestnut. Ugh, that's a pretty grody remove soul. Oh, alliances. Wow. Not often you see an alliances card bother to make the cut. The old borders are so nice. It's reinforcements. Reinforcements. 1 white instant. Put up to 3 target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library in any order. Alliance is surprisingly expensive. Is it really that surprising? A lot of that set got opened, right? Trying to find that doozy of an uncommon. Doozy. Boggle. What's your boggle? I'm trying to remember. You have a box of alliances, right? I'm sure you do. Rip. 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 Rip in peace. Revoke. Nah. Oh, well. Never mind. I saw a lovely story by a fella who was talking about when he was a kid, collecting baseball cards, and he effectively misunderstood the concept of collecting baseball cards. And he thought the goal was to pick one card and collect as many copies of that one card as you could. So he picked just one random batter guy, and he's flipping through this binder, and he just has page after page after page of this one single baseball card. I just thought it was such a lovely, sweet kind of misunderstanding. I mean, not really a misunderstanding. Like, you do you, right? You collect how you see fit, and you know that was what gave him joy. So, you know, more power to him. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of lovely. And then I thought about it like a bit more because, like, I really one was bought at CanCon for years. Okay, and you would have been in the bidding for it for sure. I kind of did that. Like, I had 80 or 90 Lotus Petals. I really liked that card, and I tried to get them signed, but it was really hard to get. The artist name is April Lee, and she only did, I think it was 3 or 4 cards. Might have been 3 cards. In Tempest, and that was the only time she did Magic cards. So trying to find her art details, you know, back then when the internet was in its infancy, was difficult. But I did get a few cool things signed over the years. I sent a whole bunch of basic islands to Donato Giancola, and they signed them. They signed every single one of them differently. All cards printed these days come with Lotus Petals. Oh, they're all cheaper than they should be. That's my takeaway there. They're all priced down. Our treasures. Squiddy, I got nothing against you. I just heard there was gold in your belly. I thought I was done and then looked down and found another little stack. So I will keep going. Like a dog without a bone. Ray of Dawnbringer, that's another real card. Ryusei, that's a third different version of Ryusei that we've got, none of which are the Kamigawa version. Sounds about right. This is for you, camera. Can't do it, can ya? Huh? An actor out on loan. That's the line. Riders on the storm. Bung ga dung dung dung. A rock charger. They're harder to find now that they don't use lightning cables. See now, like, which would you prefer? Where did she go? Like they're the same card. This just looks so good. It's so warm and the colors are so rich. And then this thing, I don't know. I mean, at least they're the same artist, but she's just so washed out. An alabaster. You have not died until I consent. She's also a dom, clearly. Lotus Petal, Force of Will, Lion's Eye Diamond, Balduvian Horde, 90s Magic, great times. Absolutely. Lion's Eye Diamond. What a card. What a card. There's a very short period of time. What's that one black instant that just simply says discard your hand? People were sideboarding those in against the red card that dealt damage based on the number of cards they had in hand. I feel like that's one of those more clever than good type situations. Rishka. You're a river sneak. You should be over there. Rishka, rigging. It's not even a question. One with nothing. Thank you. It's like the story of the monk who goes to buy a hot dog and says, make me one with everything. And the hot dog vendor says, sure, and makes him a hot dog. And then says, that'll be $12. And the monk gives him a 20. And the hot dog vendor thanks him and turns to serve the next customer. And the monk says, where's my change? And the hot dog vendor says, change comes from within. Okay, so get all these RISs out of the way. Appalling. You're welcome. River. Appalling. Appalling's a great word too. Truly awful. They literally come with Lotus Petals. Oh, Wizard's gone treasure mad. Treasure mad. What am I doing now? Are you? Yes, I am. What am I doing though? Ruin, rush. RST. Rust, rumbling. Rush. What's your boggle? G, rugged, ruthless. Rush. Ruthless. Rurik Thar. You guys get into 30 Rock. You know about the rural juror? Rural juror. Runaway, my little runaway. Run, 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 run. Ruthless. Run. Oops. Run. Rupture, rumbling, run, rumbling, ruthless. Rurik Thar. Ruined servitor. I don't think I ever finished 30 Rock. I feel like there's more of it out there to be watched. Never seen a whole episode of that show. I think even watching a whole episode of that show would still leave you with that sensation of never having seen a whole episode. They're very short. The A and B storylines kind of only barely cross over, and they often kind of begin in the middle of telling a story and kind of end before it finishes. I guess it's a pretty bad description, but got some very, very skilled performer. HI. A ruin crab. More dinosaurs. Dino, rune scarred. Runic, rule of law. Rune halo, ruin, rude. Awakening. Ruinous path, rude awakening. Okay, that's RU. Okay, easy. Easy when you know ruthless, disposal, winnower, knave, IJK, invasion. Yeah, Phyrexian mana. You'd think that they would have learned, well, with so many things, but anytime you let people pay for things with a resource that isn't mana, be it discarding cards or energy, you're going to end up with trouble. Rush of battle. Rush, rush, rush. They never learn. Nope. No, they never do. Oh, you're a ruthless. Where did your ruthlessness stick in here? Because you thought ruthless was an R card, and you're a goose. Ruthless knave, ruthless winnower, ruthless ripper, ruthless instinct, instinct invasion, ruthless sniper. If you'd asked me how many ruthless cards there were in this game, I would not have thought it was this many. I'm sure there are more. That's a lot of ruthlessness. Phyrexian mana is actually fine. It's the things that only cost Phyrexian mana. Ah, yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Vault Scourge and Porcelain Legionnaire are fine magic cards. Yeah, being able to cast the haste cat off a Mishra's workshop was touchy at best. Rupture Spire. Mental Misstep was terrible. Definitely more than a misstep, Wizards. Okay, Runic. Rune Scarred, Runaway. Runic. Runed, Rune of. Runed Halo, Runed Crowned, Runed Servitor. Rune Away together. Rune Amok. Rune Claw. RUNI. RUNI? Yes, I am. Runaway Steamkin. Halo. Rune D. Rune Rune Uff. Good Bargle. Rune Claw, Rune Boggle. Ruined Halo. Okay. Runic Repetition. Runic Armasaur. Amazing. You reckon for 4 life, it might have been okay? I don't know. I think maybe 6 life. Like even at 4 life, the control player's gonna pay to disrupt the game that early. It's just such a spanner to throw in the works. It's starting to feel like walking around damage. RS starting to feel though, right? Not Rumbling Rune, Rune of Law, Ruinous, Ruinous, Ruin Raider, Ruin Crab, Ruinous Alt. So many Ruinous Alts. Ruinous Gremlin. I have a name. Ruination Rioter. Ruinous. 4 is more than most cards they play will deal. That's true. Yeah, true. And I guess I think about the times control decks end on 3 or 4 life. Rather than 1 or 2 life. Like some decks took a while to stabilize. Rude, rugged, Ruby. Ruby. So are you Ring, Rugged, Ronus? Okay, that's all the beginning. So on to RO. Rock Charger, Rogue, Royal. Rotting. There's a few rotting, that's for sure. Raw, Rod, ROO. Rotting. GHI. I don't know how many ROH is there. There's a couple at least, right? Royal. So I've been trying to, I guess it's kind of a courage thing, but also like an energy thing. I want to go and play cards, and I find myself at the end of the day just shattered, right? And I wonder how much of it, like, we talk about how going to do things that fill our buckets will give us energy, and I wonder whether or not going and doing the thing will in fact will in fact give me the energy that I need to go and do the thing. Like, it sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but I think it is the case that if I just buoy up and go and go and do the thing, go and play some cards, then I will feel better for having done it, and that in turn will become a positive feedback loop of energy, which will in turn, provide me with the energy to go and do it again. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Like the cast has reopened. They've reduced. It's like for the last 12 months or so, maybe only 8 months or so, there've been 6 max tables. If you don't do all the things that you like to do, then it can all get a bit heavy. Yeah. Exactly. ST. So I kind of didn't want to go while they were 6 max tables because it's harder. Like there's a lot more post flop play, and I don't know that I'm rotting. I don't know that I'm good enough. Essentially, I need more practice in. I need to be able to see more hands, and I think they've gone to 8 max tables now, so be able to see a few more. Rot Feast, Widow, Rotted. No, that's not right. Rotted, Rotting, Rot Widow. Yep, better. So yeah, so kind of do a little bit of that, feeding the inner me. I thought I had heaps more Rose Thorn acolytes. Well, that's probably because you haven't finished sorting RO yet, James. Fuck me in the dick hole. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, that was unfortunate. I should have remembered that I hadn't seen all the Rotting Regisaurs or Royal Assassins that I was expecting. Dick hole is what needs to happen there. So I've been thinking a lot about how to, like, the path that many online creators take of building a base and then having a Patreon or something and then making merch. And I was like, fucking merch, like what kind of merch would I even make? And then I thought about that time we were playing the candle game, and I said piss fuck, and everyone thought that was pretty funny. And so I thought about having a t-shirt that just said piss fuck, which clearly is not going to be a big seller, but it made me laugh. So at that point, at least, yeah. See, Rose Thorn acolytes. I knew we had more of those. At that point, it's at least got some value because it did make me laugh. Rot Widow Rout. Royal Assassin. And then you, Rowan Fearless, Rowan Stalwart. Ow! Piss fuck is a good swear. It is a great swear. Luxury cars, rectangles. Luxury cars. I wish I was sorting luxury cars. Flee to a work lunch. Bon voyage. Thanks for hanging out. Father James, the epitome of Jimmy. Sometimes you'd meet people and they'd go, "Oh, James, do you ever go by a Jimmy? Do people ever call you Jimmy?" And I would always say, "Not twice." Which usually got a little bit of a smile or something, but Rotlung Reanimator. Anyway, I did have a friend in high school that called me Jim Bob, which I didn't mind. But my wife's brother is Jim, so I've never really been a Jimmy. I did have a regular when we ran the fruit and veg shop who called me Jimmy. She was a classic. Today's Crosswell Day with the old man. It is, hopefully. Yeah, we'll see. Sometimes he hasn't been messaging me until the weekend, and he is coming down this weekend, so I'll get to see him in the flesh. So he may hang on to the crossword until we can sit down with a physical copy together, which will be nice. Root Sliver, Root Weaver, Root SO, Root Soft Wisdom, Root Sliver, Rune, Rooftop Rune. And then we've got L's and N's and O's. Okay, that's the end of RO. Okay, good. Oh no! Adios. Al, you got botted again. That bot is going to get you. Loves it. Hey, little bear. What's going on, curly bear? What am I doing? I'm sorting magic cards and talking to my online friends. And they can see you and say hello to you. And if you'd like, you can say hello to them. Sorry, Jimmy, won't call you Jimmy anymore, Jim. There you go. Yep, perfect. UVW.
But I've got cold feet.
You got cold feet? Do you need some socksies on? Okay, we'll go get some socksies and I'll help you put them on. Rogue. Ah, son of Rogue. It's a big one. Look out. Ah! First Strike Menace Trample partner. 0 cost. That's pretty cool. I don't understand why that would be played, but Rogue SRS, Rogue's Passage, Rogue Refiner, Rogue's Passage. Rod, Rock Egg, Rock Charger. Robber of the Rich. Robe. Oh, thump. Roalesk, Roaster. Roast, Roaring. Which sock did you choose? Did you choose ones with red and white stripes?
Yeah. And then I get one more thing.
One more thing? Go get one more thing.
But I need to put my socks on.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you needed to do one more thing before you put your socks on. Okay. Okay, hang on a sec. There we go. Oh, these are going to kind of match your stripy pants. You as a lucky man? Yeah, I think I am. When I was living in the country, a friend of mine always used to say that the harder he worked, the luckier he got. Which I quite like as a concept. But I do. I am blessed with these creatures who frequent my house and fill my life with a combination of joy and other emotions.
Now I'm 9.
All right, hang on. I'll stand up first. A little bit squishy here for space. Holy moly. Holy moly. Why do I not? So I haven't got those lights on because the top down lights are quite harsh and they illuminate this space in an unappealing sort of way. They make this area over here where I'm streaming look a bit crappy. So what I've got instead, I've got a couple of spotlights to try and change things a little bit. But Jamela, Jamela's a great name. But it is going midday, and I am at a natural point where I can stop. We're halfway through fully sorting R, which is quite a bit faster than with S, which is to be expected given how much smaller it was. So we'll get through the rest of this on Monday, and then we'll probably start T as well, which is amazing. We're making some real headway. It's good to kind of crack a few landmarks and get through them. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to say stay hydrated and that I love you. Be kind to yourself, be kind to other people. And we'll see if my automated robot stopping technique works this week. It didn't work on Wednesday, but we'll try today. Okay, you ready, robot? Please stop stream. No, it's end, isn't it? Please end stream. Did it work? I don't think it worked. Try again. Please end stream. It's not going to do it. I think it's some combination of my Lisp and the reading software not quite working.
Fire.
You're fire? Okay. I need both of you to pop out of the way because I need to walk through there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. It's not working. Didn't work. One more try. Please end stream. No, I have to do it manually. All right. Technology failed me or I failed it. Who knows? I'll take responsibility. See you Monday. Thank you. Mwah.